Today, we are not just welcoming a political figure, but a passionate advocate for the empowerment of young minds. Mrs. Vijila Sathyananth, a former member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, Muthamil Public School warmly welcomes you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Danishka.
And I'm Saraswati.
Today, we have gathered to witness the proceedings of our parliament. Surprised? Yes, we will have a mock parliament session to educate you about the procedure and proceedings of our parliament. We have a question for audience. Anybody can answer. Who knows the answer is requested to raise their hands. The question is, what is the maximum number of seats in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha? I repeat, what is the maximum number of seats in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha?
245 in Rajya Sabha and 545 in the Lok Sabha.
Exactly, ma'am. With this valuable information, let's begin our
Muthamil mock parliament.
We, the citizens of India, must be aware of these proceedings of our parliament.
This event is going to be very informative. I request all my friends to sit back and learn how a session takes place in a parliament.
Honorable members, Honorable Speaker arrived. All rise.
Mr. Pratish, who stands elected from the Nagaland constituency, will now take the oath or affirmation.
I, Pratish, do promise in the name of God that I will show true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the India.
ലോക്സഭ അംഗമായി തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കപ്പെട്ട ഞാൻ ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യപ്രതിജ്ഞ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇന്ത്യൻ ഭരണഘടനയോടുള്ള വിധേയത്വം ഞാൻ പുലർത്തുമെന്ന് ഞാൻ ഉറപ്പിച്ചു പറയും. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും ഞാൻ വിശ്വസ്തയോടെ ചുമതല നിർവഹിക്കും.
मैं रोशनी जो लोकसभा की सदस्य निर्वाचित हुई हूँ
மக்கள் சபையின் உறுப்பினராக தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட சிவசக்தி என்னும் நான் சட்டப்பூர்வமாக நிறுவப்பட்டுள்ள இந்திய அரசமைப்பில் உண்மையான நம்பிக்கையும் பற்றுதலும் கொண்டிருப்பேன் என்றும்
Honorable members, it is my sad duty to inform the House about the demise of the Congress veteran, Mr. Oomen Chandy. He served as the Kerala Chief Minister from 2004 to 2006 and from 2006 to 2011. So, on behalf of the House, I would like to extend my heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family. Prime Minister to introduce new ministers.
Sri Subhash, the Minister of Labour and Employment. Sri Mohammad Rafan, Minister of Rural Development.
Question number 131, Ms. Mukil Varshini, please proceed.
Have you taken any steps that have been taken for the plantation of new trees and the greater environmental protection? And if so, the number of people whom against actions have been taken in India for the violation of pollution control norms?
Madam Speaker, I am from South India. Will the Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate state how to survive in Delhi pollution?
Madam Speaker, I think my dear friend from Tamil Nadu needs to update himself on the current scenario.
Question number 132, Ms. Abhinayvalli, please go ahead.
Honorable Madam Speaker, startups boost economy with revolutionary technology and create new industries with time.
Several concessions are available under the Income Tax Act 1961. Also, certain concessions,
whether the government has any assessment regarding the academic loss due to the school closure during the pandemic.
My opposition party has bombarded me with questions, but I'm happy to answer them all. Madam Speaker, the National Achievement Survey, which was conducted on 12/11/2021 in 717 districts of the country to assess learning levels of sample children of grade 3, 5, 8 and 10.
Will the Minister of the Labour and the Employment be pleased to state whether the government has proposed to generate employment for around 10 lakhs youths in the country?
it's a fact that the global situation is not very good. In several countries, problems such as high inflation and unemployment are at the peak. But despite this crisis, India is taking some new initiatives that race to save our country from being afflicted by these problems.
We all love to eat delicious food. What about you, Madam Speaker? Do you enjoy eating?
Yes, of course.
But I believe it's important what kind of food we eat.
Madam Speaker, India's export of organic food products rose by 51% in terms of USD million to USD 1040 million in rupees 7078 crores.
Will the Minister of Human Resource Development be pleased to state whether the government has recently instructed all states and union territories
As per the National Curriculum Framework NCF 2005 brought out by NCRT, the concept of time and task is essential reckoner for taking stock of the time that children spend actively on learning.
Madam Speaker, will the Minister of Tourism be pleased to state the role of Indian Tourism Development Corporation ITDC in the hospitality industry and the promotion of tourism in the country?
ITDC has been running its main objectives such as hotels, motels, restaurants, canteens, cafeterias, etc.
Whether the government proposed to develop Archaeological Survey of India as scientific and technical body. If so, the details thereof.
The Archaeological Survey of India under the Ministry of Culture is the premier organization for the archaeological researches and the protection of the cultural heritage of the nation.
Madam Speaker, will the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas be pleased to state whether the government is pursuing a policy to use biofuel in aviation sector, and if so, the details thereof?
Various decisions taken in the National Biofuel Coordination Committee meetings to increase biofuel production, recommendation of the Standing Committee, and the decision to advance to introduce ethanol blended petrol with up to 20% ethanol throughout the country from 1st April 2023.
A serious breach of privilege has been committed by the leading television news channel of Delhi while commenting on the problems faced by the local farmers. The channel has attributed dishonest motives, and we have requested you to allow us to raise a question on that matter now.
I beg to lay on the copies of the Annual Nuclear Corporation of India along with the audit and comments along with the general there.
Speaker, I beg to lay on the table a copy of review by the Government of Working of Steel Authority of India Limited, New Delhi, 2021-22, along with the audited records and comments of Controller and Auditor General thereon.
Secretary, reporting message from the upper chamber.
Madam Speaker, I have to report the following message that I have received from the Secretary General of the Upper Chamber, and I was directed to inform of this to the Youth Parliament.
I have a great pleasure in extending our warm welcome to Excellency Mr. Palavesam, Speaker of Maldives Parliament, the other honorable members of delegations are Mr. Hariharasudan, Deputy Speaker, and Mr. Indrajit, Deputy Speaker.
The contribution and importance of education are inevitable. Education is required for all for better society and employment. Thus, education is essential requirement survival in the modern world. So we acknowledge and approve the amendment suggested by the ruling party.
The Minister of Education, Ms. Srinidhi.
Madam, I move the bill be passed.
That's all for today. The House will be adjourned for tomorrow, 10 a.m. Thank you.
I cannot put into words the way the children participated in the mock parliament, that is the youth parliament. Scarced with a lot of words. It is wonderful, awesome. I couldn't imagine the children having lots of thoughts and lots of information. I really admire you. You also gave a wonderful, and many of you, there was a great admiration. I attended the same youth parliament in two schools, one in Chennai and one in Tirunelveli. Really, I say, children, this is the way. I give you 100 marks, and I really give you the top. In Chennai, I had to say a lot of my suggestions, but here, perfectly executed. God bless you, children, and I want all of you to achieve the highest goal in your life. Accomplish, have a dream, accomplish your dream with your determination. Best wishes and thanks for the management to find this wonderful time to be with the children and to enjoy the way the future leaders are made. Thank you.